What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. Today we're back with my very cheap 2009 Ford Crown Victoria Police Interceptor. It's a flood car. Interior smells a little iffy and the engine is locked up. In this video we're going to see if we can hopefully get it unseized and maybe even get it running. And if we can, we're going to try to take it for a test drive. So here it is. I just had to look up the receipt because I bought this a while back and I've just kind of let it sit here. But I paid $200 for this from Insurance Auto Auctions, and you can clearly see on the windshield it says flood. We found this when we were doing a walk around of the auction yard trying to see if there were any potential cars worth bidding on, and I saw this one. We tried to start it, the engine turned over just a little bit and then it went click. It's waterlogged for sure, guys. So here it is. Doesn't look too bad. Flex fuel vehicle, 4.6 liter. It's a great burnout machine, if nothing else. Mileage, absolutely unknown. Interior doesn't look too awful bad, though. It's got an Alpine head unit in the front. This car has not run or moved since we got it delivered here, so it may not run at all. Being that it's locked up, who knows how long water has been in the engine, and I kind of already started this without you. I took a look at the air filter, and you can see how that metal mesh is bent way out from the filter. This filter was definitely waterlogged, and the engine was sucking so hard it actually bent that metal piece of the filter, that mesh. And if you look in here, there were some seeds and stuff in here, not much, but water has definitely gotten in here, guys. So my goal today is, well, the goal is to actually try to get it running and driving. I think there's hope for this engine. If you check the oil, it's actually not bad at all. It's a little dirty, but it's not overfilled, and it sure doesn't look milky. So I don't think water is in the engine, other than in the bottom end, I should say. I think it's basically hydrolocked because water got sucked up in here, and obviously water does not compress. So the goal is, I've got a 7mm, then I've got a 5/8. We're going to try to take out each one of these coils. We're going to pull the spark plugs, and I'm going to try to just crank the motor over. With any luck, once the plugs are removed, maybe it'll shoot the water out of the cylinders. Maybe it won't, but we're going to find out. Let's start with getting this air intake box off. You got to unplug the mass airflow sensor. Just a couple clips here that come off. Then you've got a little quick disconnect hose right here to pop off. You got a flathead that comes off of here. We can get this hose out of the way, and then we should have pretty clear access to our coils. So getting it off was a little bit more difficult than I thought because it has this weird quick disconnect right here. You see the green? You've actually got to get this part up and over. You got to push it like this. You see how that undoes? And then it's got a little latch in here that it hangs up on. So you got to push up and over, and then you get it out of the way. Now the first thing I notice is this thing is all kinds of corroded. You can clearly see that water has definitely intruded into the intake of this. She's kind of nasty, which means the whole intake manifold, at least all of the metal components, are probably that same way. It's made of like an aluminum, so that sucks. Anyway, now we should be able to get to our 7mm, and with any luck, for 200 bucks, you know, at the end of the day, if we can't get this thing running, it doesn't matter, guys. This car has got more than $200 worth of parts in it, so you're not going to hear me cry and complain. So next, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 coils. It's got a little push tab on the bottom. You push it, and with two hands, be a little bit. There we go. Just unplug the coils. There we go. Urgh. Some of these are really on here. Good Lord. There we go. You got to really push. All right, 4 coils disconnected. Get those out of the way. Take off the 7mm bolts, and out come the coils. So I'm becoming quite concerned with maybe how much water is actually in this. They're all wet. I mean, I've only gotten 2 out so far, but I mean, these things are dripping wet, guys. And look at this one. I mean, they're waterlogged for sure. I've only gotten 2 of these out so far. These 2 I can't get. Even my 1/4-inch ratchet won't get in here, so I'm gonna have to go get a ratcheting wrench to get these 2 out. But guys, she's got a lot more water in her than I was thinking she did when I bought her from auction. So we may not get lucky on this one like I was hoping, especially if this water has been sitting in here for a long time. This engine may be toast. So this is exactly what I was concerned about, guys. It looks like water actually got above the engine, because look at this. See all this goo? That's water, guys. I thought she just sucked in water, but now I'm not thinking so. Watch this. When I get the camera down in here, see the water splashing out of there? Yeah, she's full of water, guys. Great. So somehow water got over the top of the engine. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Well, I'm thinking there is no way in hell this thing is ever going to run again. We're gonna try anyway though. We're already halfway there. We might as well continue on and see what happens. All right, well, here's the good news. I cleaned up these 4 coils. These 4 coils don't really look that bad. I'll go ahead and clean them up anyway. I've got these spark plugs, nice and shiny and clean. That's the 4 that I pulled out of this side of the engine. They're looking really good. Thankfully, they cleaned up. The ones out of the passenger side, however, let's see. There's this one right here. It's got some kind of a bubble blister thing going on. I don't know. These are all pretty crusty, very wet, a little bit rusty. Those were too, and they cleaned up all right, so I think we're going to be fine with cleaning them up. The question now, though, is we've got all the plugs removed, so if the engine is not totally seized up, it should be able to, with a battery, we should be able to turn the key in the ignition, and with any luck, it'll blow all of the water out of the cylinder. It's going to make a horrible mess, but that's what I'm hoping for, because if it doesn't, then that means the engine is actually frozen solid, and we're going to have to get a breaker bar out and try to rock it back and forth. That's probably what we should do first, but you know me, I like to just full send. So I'm going to grab the key, I'm going to grab a battery. I have a brand new battery for this, and we're going to see if we can get it to turn over and hopefully blow all the water out of the cylinders. If we can, and we may do a little bit of cleaning up on these spark plugs here, and then get ready to reassemble it and see if she'll run. You guys ready? Because this is kind of the make or break it moment here. If she turns over, we might be in good shape. If she doesn't, whoa! It's turning, there it is. It shot so much, ooh, there's, oh, gross. Guys, she turns over strong. Oh, she made a mess though. Wow. Guys, the engine is not locked up. The engine is not locked up. There's a chance this thing might run. We still don't have any miles? Where's the miles? Aren't they up there? Okay. I'd really like to know the miles on this. No. I mean, the engine sounds pretty healthy. Okay, well, let's take the key out. Let's disconnect that battery. Let's not get too excited yet. Look at the mess of stuff that blew out of this engine. Oh, it's dripping off of it. Oh, wow. My clean spark plugs, it's all full of water. Oh, this thing had way more water in it than I realized. I mean, everything over here is soaked. And all of this dirty water coming off of the fenders here, it splattered all the way up here. Look at this. All down the bumper. Oh my goodness. It's even dripping off of the hood. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, it's a start, guys. She cranks over. Obviously, it's got a lot of garbage in the engine. Hopefully we got most of that out now. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to re-clean my spark plugs that are now filthy, clean these spark plugs, wipe down the coils. We can put everything back together. We're going to cross our fingers. We're going to try to start it. I think she's going to run, guys. I may be a little too optimistic here, but I think she's going to run. Now is the moment of truth, guys. We've got her all buttoned up. I left the air filter out. There's nothing down there. I do have the mass airflow sensor connected. The throttle by wire connected, all that stuff is hooked back up. I don't think I missed anything, and I was probably a little preemptive by plugging everything back in. I mean, I've got every nut and bolt re-secured with the exception of this right here, because I'm just assuming it's going to work. but we all know there's a good chance it won't. So I may end up having to take it all back apart again. I'm gonna cross my fingers though, and I'm gonna say, you know what, this is gonna be a good car. I got a good feeling about it. Come on, girl. What was that I was saying? It's gonna be a good car. And well, suffice it to say, that's not what I expected to happen. Wait. Come on. Come on. She's trying. Ooh, I smell gas. Come on, girl. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's let that starter cool off for a minute. Maybe I need to go grab a jump pack. She sure is trying, but come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. No. All right, I'm gonna let it cool off. I'm gonna grab a jump pack and we'll come back here in just a minute. Part of the problem is that even though we cleared out as much water as we could by cranking the engine with no plugs in it, there's probably still quite a bit of moisture sitting on top of the pistons, sitting in the intake manifold, and you gotta get that water worked through the system. Come on, girl. Come on. I think I hear a knock. Oh man, come on. Cut me some slack. It's running. It's dead. Come on. Ah, man. So close. Come on. There it is. There it is. She runs. Oh my goodness, it runs. Oh. Look at all the moisture in the exhaust blowing out. See that? Oh yeah, she's wet. The exhaust is covered in moisture. There's water dripping out of it. You can't kill a panther, guys. I'm telling you, you can't kill a panther. Shut off that booster pack. Let's let her just cook on this for a little while. You know what I mean? Listen to that thing purr. Good old 4.6, man. Ah, that's a feeling of accomplishment. Should we try the air conditioning? What do you think the chances are the AC works? I already heard the compressor kick on, so I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, yep, AC probably works. It does. Yeah, we got cold air. Horn? Yes. We got this nice Alpine with Sirius XM. Let's see if we can turn it on. I mean, I'm not holding out that the radio is gonna work. You know what I mean? Wait, I heard it. I heard it. Oh. Oh. Wow, that's nice. I think the faceplate is not connected quite right because you can't see anything on the screen. A lot of times you just clean those pins with alcohol or just mess around with them a little bit. There it is. I got a screen. Radio? Looks like it's gonna work. We'll worry about that later. Like I said, air conditioning, ice cold. Nothing in the glove box. Looks like there was a trunk release there that's missing. Cup holders. What is this? A little baby? Well, that's weird. That's really weird. Okay, let's put that back. Man, ice cold air. We can actually turn that off. She purrs, guys. You know what's next? Do we have signals? Yes, we have an ABS light. Wipers? Yes. Are you serious? I think the lights are working. Does it have gears? Brakes? Yes. Backward? Oh my God. It's... Oh man. What a steal of a car right here, guys. Let's shut it off. Let's see if she'll start back up on her own. Just like that. I had a feeling. What do we got going on here? Just a little light. No ticket light there? I guess not. Lights there. Don't know what that is, but okay. Guys, adjustable pedals. They work. You see them going back? Wow. So yeah, she runs. I guess I need to clean my mess up from under the hood here. I'm gonna let her just run for a little while, guys. God knows this engine's been locked up for a minute. She needs to just kind of chew on all of that for a while. I'm gonna put the air filter back in. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I mean, you can tell it got very wet, but it should breathe just fine now that it's all dried out. Honestly, guys, she runs perfect. We're gonna button this up, put a tag on it, take her for a spin. Well, I left her sitting out here for about half an hour, guys. I had to go inside and just cool off for a little bit, drink some water. Let's take the old girl out. She's still running. Is it still smoking out of the exhaust, I wonder? It usually smokes for a while when you get these things. No. No, it is not. Usually when you get these things that have been flooded, it takes sometimes days to get the exhaust to stop smoking. Let me buckle up. Let me get my seat adjusted the way I want it. Steering wheel. We'll get on the road. Okay, well, all the gauges look good. Everything looks like it's doing what it's supposed to. I wish we knew what the mileage was, but I guess it really doesn't matter, does it? Now, when I push this button, well, I don't know what this button is. Isn't this overdrive? Shouldn't there be a light? Because I got nothing. That's all right. Let's just do it to it, see what it does. Whoa, that scared the living crap out of me. My seat was not locked in. Here we go. Well, the power steering is a little jerky. Here we go. We got a plate. We're legal. It shifts. It shifted again. Shifts are solid. I mean, very crisp. We're doing almost 40. Steering wheel straight. The car feels nice, guys. I'm surprised. This thing actually feels really, really nice. I wish this wasn't all over the windshield because it's hard to see. We got flies and moths and all kinds of crap in here right now. I think I'm going to pull off. I got a couple cars coming up behind me. I'm going to move over and let them go around. And we'll jump right back on the road. That AC is so cold. Brakes are, oh, they're nice. You can't beat a Panther platform. I'm telling you, man. They are stupid cheap. We got another one coming. Even without being flooded, these things just, they don't go for a whole lot of money, typically, guys. You can get them cheap with low miles, and I'm talking not just the police cars, but like a Crown Vic, the Grand Marquis, the Lincoln Town cars. Now, there is a funky smell in here. I'm going to need to get my ozone machine out and run it on this because it's yeah. With the air conditioning running and the windows up, the funky smell is back. I was hoping we had cruise control, but I guess this didn't come with it because I don't see any buttons anywhere. No, for cruise. When I push the button on the shifter, it does not go in and out of overdrive. So I'm guessing it just doesn't work. That sucks there's no cruise control though, man. That would be really nice. All right, let's get her up to speed. I'm going too slow. Let's smash on the gas a little bit. There we go. Oh yeah, downshifted nicely. Guys, we're cruising at 60 and she holds her own on the road, not a problem. Let's crank her up to 70. We're almost there, right about 70 miles an hour, about 2250 RPMs. And you can see, like, smooth as silk, man. Absolutely smooth. We're doing 75 now. I knew this was a good one. I knew the minute I saw it, I was like, this one's gonna be all right, guys. This one's gonna be all right. It looks like the odometer must have recently quit working because I'm looking at the oil change sticker, forgive the bouncing around, but it's got an oil change sticker on it from May 19th of 2024. That's probably when it was due back for an oil change. So it was due back May 19th of 2024 with 140,000 miles on it. So that tells me this car probably has somewhere around 140,000 miles. And on an old Panther like this, guys, that's nothing. These things will run an easy 250, 300 miles with just basic maintenance. I can't complain, guys. We took a car that was $200 with a locked up engine, flooded from the auction. We brought it home, and in a single day, we managed to fix it without spending any money at all. The only thing I had to use was a can of carburetor cleaner that I already had on the shelf. So, I mean, if you really want to get technical, it probably cost me $3 to take this flooded car with a locked up engine, get it running, and take it back out on the road again. I'll take that deal all day, every day. Cold air conditioning, guys. It's nice and cool in here. I just did a little burnout in the gravel here, and it looks like there's no traction control on this. Now, I know that we have an ABS light on, which is probably just a wheel speed sensor, so no big deal there, but I am noticing when I look around for any buttons for traction control, I don't see it. Down in there, that is the airbag light that lets you know the passenger airbag is off. You've got rear defroster, and that's it, adjustable pedals. We'll go ahead and turn on the lights. Looks like the brights do come on, signals seem to work. Let me roll the window down and make sure she's unlocked. And also, I found the button for the trunk right here too. So why don't we pop the trunk? I already see the lights on, which is good. License plate light. Nope, she's dead. But we do have our tail lights on. Both sides. We'll check the headlights in a minute. Wow. Police trunk pack. Align hard or shop police equipment laterally. This thing's got a lot of junk in it, guys. Good Lord. What is this? Wave glasses. Oh boy. You know what? We're gonna have to clean this out in another video, guys. I don't feel like messing with it in this one. Suffice it to say, there's a bunch of crap in the trunk. What I don't see though is a spare tire. I would much rather have a spare tire than all of that stuff. Let's check the lights on the front. I just can't get over how smooth she runs. Corner lights, headlights, yep, they all seem to work. That one's got a busted lens on the outside. We could replace that. Paint's a little iffy, as all of these were. Paint's peeling off in several little spots here and there. But I mean, for an old Crown Vic, if all you want to do is just drive the living hell out of it and enjoy it, hey, man, this is the one right here. You're not going to beat a $200 car that runs and drives with cold air conditioning, tires like new, and all the windows work like they're supposed to. All the lights, signals, everything for $200. All you had to do was take a gamble on the locked up engine. I guess the only question I have now is, do you think she's healthy enough to do a burnout? I don't know, just coming out from being flooded with a locked up engine. Oh, I'm in first gear. Let's see. Maybe we can do a little burnout. There we go. She burnt both back tires, guys. All right. No limited slip on this car. When you light them up, they both light up. I mean, it wasn't an epic burnout. It wasn't a very impressive burnout, but it was a burnout nonetheless. I know you guys didn't have a very good vantage point. Sorry, I don't have anybody here with me today that can help me with filming, but suffice it to say, it did a nice little smoky burnout. I wasn't too hard on it, guys. I just wanted to see it do it and then move on down the road. Clean up all this goofy stuff on the window here, the glue and all the writing so you can see a little better. And this, honest to God, is a solid car for very little money. I keep telling people there are good deals out at the auction still. People tell me all the time, the good deals are gone. There's no good deals left at the auctions anymore. Well, maybe you guys just aren't looking hard enough. You guys knew it was going to make it back, right? I never had any doubts when it came to this car. From the moment I saw it, I said, this car can be saved. Absolutely. This is one that, honestly, I would almost be stupid to sell, guys. Like I said, these things don't go for a lot of money. This thing's, if I remember correctly, got a salvage flood title. In fact, I think I already rebuilt it. I can't remember. I've got so many cars, guys. I can't remember what all I've had done to what and what titles each one has. But this one, I'm fairly certain, was a salvage flood title. So selling it is not exactly going to be the easiest thing in the world to do. People are going to be afraid of it. So I paid nothing for it. This would be a great backup car. Just something to sit around and use in an emergency. Well, I've got some. You see out there, I have a literal line of cars out there. It was just so cheap, and it's such a nice example of one of these old Panthers. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me to even sell it. I'm gonna roll the window down. We're gonna pop the hood. Just gonna double check and see how things are looking, make sure there's no smoke or anything under there. I think we would have seen it by now if there was. I know you could get carried away with putting a car back together, but if you throw a good paint job on this, because this paint job just sucks, it's coming apart. You replace this lens, repaint those wheels black, and put a fresh white coat of paint and some tinted windows on this, and this would be a really nice car, guys. It wouldn't take much to make this thing a really nice old cruiser. So I do hear a little bit of it sounds like a pulley noise coming from under here. Sounds like bearings. My guess would be maybe an idler, tensioner pulley, something under there. You can hear it. It's definitely a bearing and something. It could be a water pump bearing. It's hard to say for sure. Here's another thing. There's no pressure on the cooling system, so that tells me the cap is probably no good. Need to replace that. Hear it? You really hear that. Yeah, she's squealing pretty good. Overall though, guys, shifts out great, drives great. I wouldn't hesitate to drive this thing. I wonder, does this light work? Half the time these don't work. I'll be damned. Yeah? Would you look at that? I don't know what more you want, guys. I think that's going to be the end of the video. Also, I forgot to mention, this is an E85 car, which is nice. I mean, I don't use ethanol. In fact, I go out of my way to find non-ethanol wherever I can. I hate ethanol gasoline. But, I mean, you can use it if you want to. Let's just do a quick rundown what I got left sitting here before we get out of here. I'm going to let it run a little bit longer. We got the 03 Dodge Neon SRT4. We've got the 2016 Scat Pack Challenger. We've got the recently resurrected, brought back to life after years and years of being abandoned in a forest or something, like 1992 Geo Metro LSI convertible. we've got a soon-to-be-gone 2000 Chevy Corvette fixed roof coupe. This is the LS1 6-speed manual transmission. Since we love cop cars around here, we got a 2017 Ford Explorer police pursuit vehicle. Next to that, we got a 1993 Cadillac. What is this? A Cadillac Sedan DeVille. I'm sorry, I forgot what this was. In fact, I think this is a Fleetwood. You may notice the mirror is reattached now. Over here, we got my old motorcycle, my 2022 Harley Davidson Sportster that has 75 miles on it, something like that. I never use this bike. It's tagged till 2026 though, so that's good. The battery has taken a dump on me, so I'm actually trying to bring the battery back to life. I was gonna ride it today and it wouldn't start. I literally left it just sitting out in the weather. This bike has been garage kept, garage queen its whole life, and over the last 3 or so weeks I just left it outside. I wanted it out of the way. We also got this stupid bus here that I don't even know why I bought it. I got this thing for like $1,200 from the auction. Didn't run. I got it running, but we found out that there's something causing there not to be enough oil pressure to run the fuel injection system. This thing, it's weird, but it's a diesel, and it's 2006 E350. And it requires like 500 PSI of oil pressure to actually run the fuel injectors. So we've got fuel pressure all the way up to the fuel filter, but it will not fire the injectors because there's not enough fuel pressure. Now I have the part to fix it. From what I was told, I have the part to fix it. It was 50 bucks. I got an original equipment Motorcraft part. We'll see. It's cooling off enough now that I feel comfortable coming out here and trying to work on it. If I get it running, that's great. If I don't get it running, I'll be honest with you, I don't care. I could send this thing to the crusher and I wouldn't blink twice. Next, this is a car that's been very controversial on the channel. I've got two Teslas. This is my 2021 Model S Plaid. And boy, the Teslas lately have brought so much controversy to the channel. I don't even understand it. You know, love it, hate it, indifferent, doesn't matter. But boy, some people are really, I mean, they're literally pissed off about Teslas. Elon Musk is a horrible person and his cars are horrible and it's bad for the planet and blah, 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 blah. I am so tired of hearing all of it, guys. Here's the thing. I love the car. I'm going to continue making content on it because it's a phenomenal car. 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds, 200 mile an hour top speed, quarter mile in 9.2 seconds, 0 to 100 in 4.3 seconds. Are you kidding me? All-wheel drive, 3 motors. This car's phenomenal. This thing is amazing, and I got it for $58,000. Get out of here. What else are you going to buy for 58 grand that can even come close to competing with that? Literally nothing. I have another Tesla, a 2013 P85 sitting at the house. It's broken down. It's been broken down for a while. It's got like 263,000 miles on it. So it's about to go to Tesla, and it's about to figure out, you know, after all these miles, what's wrong with it. Maybe it's a battery, maybe it's a motor, maybe not, I don't know, but they're gonna take a look at it, they're gonna figure it out, and we're hopefully gonna have that car back on the road soon, because I'm going to sell it. Yeah, I'm gonna sell my P85 because I have the Plaid. I don't really need another one. Of course, my pride and joy that unfortunately had to take a leave from the nice climate-controlled shop. It's been sitting out here since yesterday afternoon and all day today. So well over 24 hours I had to leave this sitting outside because the yellow Geo was up on jack stands in this car's parking spot. So needless to say, this car is going back into the garage. This is my super cheap 1957 Chevy Bel Air that I got for a whopping 27, I think it was 26 or 27, I don't remember now. $26,000 or $27,000. I put the wheels and tires on, I put a carburetor on it, LED lights, and that's pretty much it. Not bad for how cheap I got it for. Over here, we've got my other Geo Metro. This is the twin to that one that was left sitting outside for many, many years. And you can see they were both in the same spot, guys. These both were just left sitting out to basically rot. The yellow one I got for 250 bucks, and I got it running. This one I got for $125. I have not been able to get this one running. Although, in all honesty, I haven't really spent much time diagnosing this one. This one's coming next. We've got everything that was dead is now running, with the exception of this and the bus. And I think we're close. But that's not all. I got another little morsel in the garage. In here is my 2005 Dodge Viper SRT 10. This is a car that I just love. And what happens is I don't ever drive it. It never gets driven. It sits on the lift all the time. It never moves. And then I talk about selling it because it's like, I never drive this car, I'm gonna get rid of it. Well, but then the other day I took it out and drove it, and now I don't want to sell it anymore. So if anybody's interested in it, this one is not through my car lot. This one is through me. All right, so if anybody's interested in it, $40,000, I'll let it walk away for 40. And that's it. There's no questions asked, no ifs, ands, or buts, no tire kickers, nothing. 40 grand, I'll let it go. Otherwise, it's just gonna stay here because I absolutely love the car. We got my electric mower over here that I've been using for well over a year now. And then that's not even all. At my other house, I have my 2023 Ram 1500 Laramie Limited, I think is what it is. I've got my fiance's 2022 Ford Mustang GT. And then in the garage, like I said, I got the Performance P85 Tesla. So this is all I've got currently, but I have found 10 or so cars all across the United States that I want to bring to the channel. I'm going to try something new that I've never really done before on the channel. We'll see if you guys like it. If you do, great. If not, well, then I won't do it again. But I think you guys are going to enjoy what I'm thinking of doing. And if you're wondering what it is, well, I'll tell you. I'm thinking of buying a whole bunch of cars from the 80s and 90s and bringing them to the channel. Some of them run, some of them don't. They will all be sight unseen vehicles because, I mean, there's some of them in California, Seattle, Washington, some in Riverside, California. Several of them are in California. There's some in Tennessee, Alabama, I mean, literally North Carolina, coming from all over the United States. I found several at Copart and Insurance Auto Auctions, and they're all going relatively cheap. Like I said, some run, some don't, but I have not seen any of them. I'm thinking if we could pick up 10, maybe 12 of these old cars, I will have content for life. Okay, maybe not for life, but it'll be fun bringing these old classic cars here. Classic from the 80s and 90s, right? Old classic cars here and seeing if we can get them going, see if we can get them running and driving, and then sending them down the road once we're done with them. Kind of like we always do, just we're going to do a lot more of it. So drop your comments below and tell me what you think of that idea. If you love it, if you hate it, whatever, let me know. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. Hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed today's video. And until next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.